reporting for TTN HD Production Live here on the set of Lost Girl in Toronto, Ontario with director Gale Harvey.
Hi.
Hi. What inspired you to become a director?
It's a long story. I was the third female photojournalist hired by United Press in the world, and I did pictures of Terry Fox. And when they were doing the Terry Fox movie in Toronto, HBO was doing it, and I was asked to go on set to do some stills. And when I got there, they were using my book and using it for wardrobe and sets and everything. I thought, this is amazing. And I always thought that I wanted to capture the real world, but in fact realized that sometimes with drama you can tell more of the truth than you can with reality. Fiction sometimes translates stronger somehow. So that happened. I started doing still photography on a lot of big movie sets in Hollywood and stuff, and then watched directors work and DPs work and everybody work, and I thought it was amazing because it's a combination of many different things, music and everything. You know, I have a degree in psychology, so I love people, and you know, just meshed everything together.
What was it like transitioning from being a photographer into film? Was that a smooth transition for you because you had so much on-set experience?
I was very comfortable when I first walked on set, absolutely, but it was hard, you know, to start getting the bigger jobs. It took me a while to get the bigger jobs. I think being a female director makes it harder. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure a lot of guys would say, no, it's hard for everybody. But, you know, it was a very comfortable transition, and I think it's very similar, actually. Being a still photographer, you're running the set yourself and dealing with people, and, you know, it's just kind of bigger and costs more money, I think.
What's been the most rewarding part of being a director?
That's a good question. So many things have been rewarding. I just think it's been amazing opportunities to work with some of the best actors and crew and producers, writers, because it is a very collaborative medium, and sometimes when you're a writer or a photographer, it can be lonely because you're not really working with someone. So that's been great, and also being able to do like working on a show like Lost Girl that has very strong female characters. I like that a lot. I did a movie with my daughter. My daughter's an actress, Katie Boland. We did a movie called Some Things That Stay that had very strong female characters, and we just did one called Looking Is the Original Sin that's inspired by the life of Diane Arbus, who's a photographer. So being able to, I guess, tell stories that are close to my heart would be the most rewarding, I guess.
What challenges have you faced being a female in a predominantly male-dominated field, or have you at all?
Oh, none. None. It's been really easy. I would say you have to be strong, but you also have to be well, the way I approach it like this, I'm the buck stops here when I'm on a set, but you know, I'm kind. I like to have a nice atmosphere when I'm working, so people have a good time, or try to. But you know, you have to be very prepared, and you know, I think as a female director, you have to try to be better than everybody else, or they won't ask you back. You know, so often on TV shows, I'm the only female director that's on it. Right now on Lost Girl, they're very forward-thinking, they're great producers, and Lee Rose and I are alternating for like a couple of the blocks. Lee's another great female director, and but it's rare. Usually you're the only female director on it, so you just have to hang in there, you know.
What are your goals for the future? Are you developing another? For the future, are you developing another feature?
I have a couple of features I want to do. I just got funded for a web series that I'm doing with my daughter, Katie Boland, and she's writing it based on a book that she wrote. So we hope to shoot that, just because I want to get my feet wet in web series, and I think the internet is obviously the future for everything. So I'm doing that. I've got a bunch of features.
Tell me a little bit more about the web series that you're developing with your daughter. What is it about?
The web series is called Long Story Short, and we've been funded by the Independent Production Fund. And it's a story, almost a coming-of-age story. It's a story that's based on a true story, a book of personal essays that Katie Boland, my daughter, wrote about a summer she and her friends had where they all came back to Toronto after being away for a year. So they all kind of went a little crazy and grew up. I would call it Sex and the City meets Curb Your Enthusiasm. So we're very, very excited. We have a great cast. Adam Butcher. Anna Silk's going to come in and play an older sister, and so we're doing 10 5-minute episodes. So you know, Dan Levy, yeah, Tommy Amber Peary, a stack. Stacey Farber from Degrassi. A lot of people are coming on to do the show, so we're very excited.
And where will we be able to check out the web series?
That will be on longstoryshortseries.com, but it's not up yet. But I can link it from my web series, and we'll probably be launching in April of 2013.
How has photographing so many movie stars helped you learn about acting and directing?
I was very fortunate. I was able to watch some of the best actors in the world work, and the best directors and the best DPs. So I learned how to be a director kind of by osmosis, by watching them work and sometimes running lines with them, and you know, just becoming friends with people like Liam Neeson, Elizabeth Taylor, and I mean, I won't list everybody that I photographed, but I was very fortunate. It was during a time in Toronto when a lot of movies were being shot, and I shot some stuff in the States, and I worked for all the major studios, so I just got to really see from the inside how things are done, how people approach scenes and characters, and you know, I was really great. I don't think you could learn that in a school.
Were there any common threads that you could see that, in terms of similarities between the movie stars, like in ways that they maybe are prepared, or like, is there anything particular that they all had in common?
I would say probably not. They're all individuals and people and professionals, so everybody has their own process, and that's the key trick, I think, when you're a director, is to try and figure out how to work with different people and what works for them and what makes it. I think I see my job as enabling people to do their best work somehow, you know, and often I say what I do is I sculpt emotions, you know, so I don't go in. I was lucky I had Arthur Penn as a mentor. He directed Bonnie and Clyde. He's also Irving Penn's brother, who was a great photographer that I was immediately impressed with. But he was wonderful. I had a lot of Wim Wenders. They all were very, I don't know, just took me under their wing and helped. And I learned a lot from him and from watching him work. I was still photographer on one of his sets, and then he came up to be a mentor at the Film Center when I was at the Film Center, because he was a friend of Norman Jewison's, and he gave me all kinds of tips that I use every day.
What was it like photographing Elizabeth Taylor?
It was a lot of fun, actually. She was a professional who'd spent her whole life on film sets and being photographed, and you know, she was very helpful. Just knew whose job was important and gave everybody time, and it was just fun, you know, very open, funny, raucous sense of humor. So you know, a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I was really privileged to be able to see all that stuff.
And where's the best place to find out more information on you and your projects online?
I would say that's on my website, galeharvey.ca.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Gale, and congratulations on all of your success, and best of luck on your upcoming projects.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for TTN HD Production Live here on the set of Lost Girl in Toronto, Ontario.